in college at Eastern, I met my now husband, who got into a graduate program at the University of Hawaii. We decided to pack up and move west and moved thousands of miles away. And I got involved in working with a nonprofit there, rescuing excess food from restaurants, catered events, and farms. It was those connections that I made while working at that nonprofit in the farming community that made me realize I had to get back into it. I knew some folks in the industry, reached out and was able to get a job in a tasting room to learn just the basics about wine. And after that, I kind of fell in love with the context behind a bottle of wine. I landed an internship at Ciel du Cheval Vineyard, and I was there for the summer of 2019. I think when I was working in the tasting room, I knew that wasn't where my love was. My love was being outside and working, hand in hand with Mother Nature. And it was in those moments where, I was in my early 20s and having to really have some courage to reach out and ask, are there internship possibilities? I don't have a degree in viticulture and oenology. I don't have a degree in agriculture, but I love it. And I've got a passion for it. And I love learning about it. Would I even be, are there even any positions for me available or for somebody like that available? And it turns out there was. Obviously a very difficult, humbling experience to, realize that, okay, maybe I didn't go to school for what I really wanted to do. You have to start from the bottom and work your way up to really fully understand what you're doing out there. And after getting a degree and realizing that wasn't what I wanted to do, I found myself back at square one, knowing my limited education around agriculture. I definitely faced some challenges. I love to learn. There's not something out there that I can't work towards to figure it out. But there have been times where, especially in those early days, I thought I could rely on, probably the limited knowledge that I had then and some historical data to back that up. I can recall one time early in my role as vineyard manager, thinking that, we hadn't had a pest problem, particularly cutworms. We didn't have that issue in one block in the years that I've been working there, so we shouldn't have a problem with it this year. We shouldn't have a problem with it next year. It's not something in my mind come, bud break time. That could not be more the case, or more opposite of the case, I should say. We had an outbreak where it hit about a quarter of the block, buds were completely eaten in a quarter of a block. And it was in that moment where I was very humbled in the sense of, I should have been way more proactive about situations like that can arise. I immediately called my mentors and I said, hey, we have this going on. What the heck happened? And the former vineyard manager, John Gomez, told me, well, just because it doesn't happen one year doesn't mean it can't happen, the next year and next year. You got to do this, you got to do, it sounds silly, but, even if you just put some sticky cards around the base of the trunk, it sounds like a approach that, might not be a conventional one, but you got to do what you got to do to keep these pests off. And it was then that I learned the importance of that proactive approach. And I look at that now with every single possibility that could go wrong on the vineyard. I was so anxious and nervous when I first really got back into agriculture, just because of my limited knowledge in a lot of things that, either growing up on a working farm would give you or getting a 4-year degree would give you. some of the things that I still hold on to today that people told me, you can do anything that you set your mind to. If you want to do this, there's, a whole community that can help you get your foot in the door in places.